Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsa 932 on YouTube. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you here. We're here for Project Runway. I'm in simple attire. I do not have avant-garde outfits. I don't watch the theme of this week's episode, so I am just as I am. Okay, I tried to keep up with Project Runway, but y'all have run me into the sand. So we are here. We are here for Project Runway episode 9. We gonna stick it out. We're gonna stick it out because we are fans of the show and we are here to give our impressions, our voting, what we think for these looks and everything. Okay. So please just say hello as soon as you come into the chat. Please make sure you do like, you do share, and you are subscribed to the channel. Please make sure you leave comments below because we do converse in the comments around here. So remember last week, this is what we had at the bottom because, started at the bottom. Now we're here. Every week we start the show knowing who's going home. And last week, Heidi said both of y'all going home, Jesus and Bologania. Ethan was safe. His client loved his outfit, but Bologania and Jesus, both their clients didn't like the outfit. Both their clients didn't like the outfit. And Heidi is like, y'all both can go home. Bye. And we wondered what was going to happen. Hey, to go to Africa. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you here. We were like, oh, double elimination. I was calling out one of the subscribers here who had called for a double elimination. I was like, here you go on a platter. Here you go. And I was like, ooh, of all the twins to be sent home, is it going to be Jesus? But then we remembered we weren't told about a Siriano save. Christian had a save, and we didn't know if it was in play because all these changes happening on Project Runway, we don't know if certain things are being kept or if certain things are not going to be kept. So apparently, they did not send Bologania and Jesus home. Okay. There was a Siriano save and he saved both of them. Both of them. Okay. He saved both Bologania and Jesus. Tells the judges they're both talented and they should stay and they should basically thug it out. Okay. Okay. My thought is Heidi said what she said, but I'm gonna let this is their show. Christian, hey, you want to save both? You can save both. Okay. I thought he was going to save only one, and it's going to be on his, tie-breaking vote. But he saved both of them. He had the opportunity to save both. So, hey, Bologania and Jesus are still here. I suspected that they wouldn't send them home because they are two of the best. They are two of the best. Definitely. But Bologania could have gone home for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. Bologania, you could have gone home for me. I know you found yourself as a designer, but it's not consistent enough for me. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. It was just, ugh, girl, please. But Christian saved both. Okay. So Veejay ain't happy that Jesus is still there. Veejay was excited when she saw Bologania walk in. It's like, oh, Jesus is gone. And Tony's like, my brother's gone. What happened? And he jumped in and said, we're both back. We are both back. We both were saved by Christian. Christian, you did Veejay a disservice. To go to Africa said the show would be a disaster without them. I think so. I think so because based on what happened tonight's episode, wow. We would not have gotten Law Roach in an iconic moment tonight if Bologania was home. So y'all stick with me. We're going to go through the episode. So it's the final 5 again. Okay? But we're told it's only 3 for the finale. We're told no matter what happens tonight for Avant-Garde, 2 people are going home. 2 people are going to be sent home after this, and I still don't believe them because we have had a final 4 in the finale. We have had a final 4 finale before, okay? So I don't believe them. I don't believe the judges when they said is going to be a final 4 or a final 3 for the finale. I think we still gonna have, we still could have 4 people for the finale because they've always had a tiebreaker and say, whatever, have both of you go. So we hear it's avant-garde and it's based off of Wicked. Now, I have seen Wicked. I love Wicked in the theater. Okay, seeing Wicked on Broadway, off Broadway, or where I am in the theater district, Wicked in the theater, absolutely magical. Wicked in the movies, y'all can have it. It was done well. It was well done. It was well done. But for me, Wicked in the theater isn't. I'm a theater girl, so I love to go to the theater. I see the magic in the work that happens, that all of this is happening on that one stage. The stage changes. I just love the theater. You could do it, at the movies. Movies are fine. Movies are fine, but it's just, I much prefer the theater. So music was well done. Cinematography, everything was well done. I just prefer the theater. So it's avant-garde challenge based on Wicked. It's a 2-day challenge. I would love to say they've been listening to us that we don't like all these 1-day challenges, but it's a 2-day challenge. And it is to make a special look or costume for the film. It is 30 minutes worth of shopping, and they have $1,000 budget. Remember, they've been getting $200, $250, $300 to shop. Now it's $1,000 budget. Now we find out that Veejay don't show nobody her sketches. She don't show nobody her sketches, but she wants to see the fabric that Jesus bought. He's like, when I see your sketches, sure. Jesus and Ethan both choose green, and Jesus is like, well, Ethan was supposed to be silver. What happened? So Veejay going over there, stirring the pot, tells Ethan that Jesus thinks you're copying him because you're using green too. And Jesus comes over. Jesus comes over immediately and said, I'm going to check this because this is not what it is.
Bitch, you have this all wrong.
That's exactly what Jesus said. You have this all wrong. Don't go stirring up the pot with me and Ethan. Don't be doing that. That's what Jesus said. He's like, oh, hell no. You have this all wrong. You are not going to do that. So Jesus says he, Anthony, and Ethan should be, all that's left. I was like, whoa, okay. So with that back and forth, Jesus took it personal that Veejay was starting up all this mess and says, the point of me right now is to send you home, Veejay. I want to just send you home. Because you stirring up mess. You always talking about my brother and I shouldn't be working together. My job is to send you home. So Veejay does ask the twins, which one of y'all deserve to be in the finale? Veejay, if I was in this position with you and them, I would stop talking. I would stop pushing. Because to me, it sounds like you're pushing to create drama in the workroom. So they say since Jesus was on the top and now Antonio is rising while Jesus is dropping, and Jesus once again goes and tells Veejay,
bitch, you have this all wrong.
Hey, that's exactly. Jesus would keep on telling Veejay that whole show. You got this all wrong. You got this all wrong. And Bologania, meanwhile, is sitting over there with her meal saying, security. We need security on set. Is there security in the area? Security. Then Jesus tells Veejay, you should have been gone home last time with that Christmas sweater that you made. It was real. It was like cats fighting. But Jesus kept on saying, it's my job to send you home. So we found out in the workroom, one of the things while they're putting stuff together is Bologania says that her confidence has been shaken since she was at the bottom, and she kept on being on the bottom a couple times. Her confidence this last time, because remember Heidi said you're going home, her confidence is shaken. So we have the runway, y'all. That's enough. That's 10 minutes of what happened in the workroom, what happened, Runway. Nina is back finally, oh my word, Nina is back. Nina Garcia. The way Heidi says it, Nina is back. Thank you, Nina, for coming back. We needed you, Nina. All this time, we have been needing you, Nina. Tyra Banks is the special guest judge. Yes, yes, Miss Banks. You know, great to see her and Law Roach back together on the set of this show. So let's get to it. Let's get to the fashion. And around here, we grade them from 0 to 10, 10 being awesome, and you would actually wear it. Okay? So if you are in the chat, please put it when we discuss it. Or if you're in the comments, I love reading your comments from the week before. So here we go. This is the order in which they came down the runway from left to right, from Jesus to Bologania. So let's start with Jesus. Jesus decided to go with the green. You know, the green is a traditional one. The arm piece goes into the neck that goes into the headpiece. And I thought it was very whimsical. But I thought it was very small and tame for avant-garde. I am used to Project Runway avant-garde. The daggone designs can't even fit on the runway. It is massive. So this to me was a green sparkly dress. But there's great detail in there. There's great craftsmanship. You know, he has two different tones of the beading and the sequences. He did a lot of work on this outfit. He did a lot of work. Okay? He did a lot of work. And if you notice his and Antonio, they took a piece of fabric from each of theirs because of the whole wicked kind of, you know, they're great friends. So they took a piece of each other's material to create the heart. Okay? To create the heart. So if you are here in the chat and you wish to, please, you know, put in the comments below what your thoughts on how would you grade Jesus's outfit this week, okay? To go to Africa says 8.5. It was definitely avant-garde. Yes, the swirliness of the arm to the shoulder piece to the neck piece, you know, straight into the hat. Totally, totally great. I want to know why Jesus constantly getting this fabulous model. How are we picking these models, okay? Definitely. Thank you to Go to Africa. He always getting her as a model, and she is fabulous. Fabulous. Okay? So let's move on to Antonio. Now, y'all, I couldn't get the whole cutout of the whole outfit, but Antonio, that is a flower at the back. She is, you know, Antonio loves his girl to be in something see-through. Antonio is constantly, his girl is in see-through sequence dress. So here she is again in a see-through sequence dress, okay? This was gorgeous. When you see it in the lighting, it is fabulous. He was going to do a jumpsuit, he said, but he was told that, you know, J-Lo has done that. It may look J-Lo-esque. Could have been more ornate. Okay. I'm thinking you're talking about Jesus. Antonio put a huge flower. You know, when Christian told him, make the flower like a cocoon for his model, he couldn't spell cocoon. We'll leave that alone. But neither could Christian spell cocoon. Let's put that out there. But the thing is, I don't think Antonio got the translation of a cocoon from Christian, because if he was doing a cocoon, Antonio, the petals would have been close to her. This is how it could have been done, Antonio. The petals could have been close to her, almost like a cape, and then you can open it out so it's a flower, and then flower can go down into a train for the back of the dress. It could have been a double kind of reveal kind of thing. But the way the dress and the flower is here, Christian did say it looked like Victoria's Secret model. And I have to agree with him. All she's missing is the lingerie. So this was Antonio. So please put in the comments below or in the comments in the live chat what your thoughts are. How would you grade Antonio? For me, Antonio, it will be a 7, because absolutely fabulous work, but that flower isn't giving me cocoon. Antonio, the flower isn't giving me cocoon like Christian was telling you, and I wondered if it was lost in translation, you know, or lost in conception, conceptualize it, you know. But the beading, the placement of the beading, the actual gown, if it had no flower, it would be a fabulous gown. even with no flower. But as I said, it could have been around her, and she could have like held on to it, and then like she let go of it, and it opened up like wings, and then she could kind of pull it down, and it goes down like a train. Oh, that would have been fabulous. That would have been fabulous for Antonio's model if that was the case. But I don't know. He could have gone butterfly. Yes, Carl, he could have gone butterfly. He could have totally gone butterfly. And that's why I don't think he understood when Christian said a cocoon. I really don't think, because this does not give me cocoon at all. At all. I think so. To Go to Africa says a 5 because the flower was tacky. They should have been more avant-garde like styling. Could have been. Maybe the beading around the petals, or the beading, around the, it just felt like the dress was expensive, but the flower part wasn't as expensive. And we're going to get as to why the judges said that, okay? We're going to get to what the judges say for each of them. But this is our first go around. We're going to go around again, and we're going to look at it. And by then, if others are here to give their grades, certainly. So just, let me know in the comments in the chat what you think about Antonio's young lady here. So let's go to Bologania. And I'm going to take your comments off for a bit. Bologania, I love saying her name like that. This is her avant-garde look. She was a little worried because she doesn't have any beading, any work, She was going for a tree style texture. And for me, I've seen this from Bologania too many times. For me, this looks like Bolognia's streetwear look. It looks like a look she did before with the pant like that. The top is the same top from streetwear, is the same top from like last time. I feel like the top and the pant, I've seen it too many times from her. The hoodie part, I like that. I like the shoulder look. It gives me a shout out to Joseph McCrae. The shoulder look with it open, and then it continues down the arm like a deconstructed kind of glove. I like that, but it screamed to me, I've seen this from Bologania before. It's just in a different way. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts? Because I just don't want to be too harsh on her. I like the hoodie into the neck piece, into the shoulder, into the sleeve stuff. But Bologania girl, that top and that pant, it looked the same. It looked the same. I've seen it on the runway, and I'm like, judges, y'all used to chew into an artist whenever they showed you the same thing. So please put your grade from 1 to 10 for Bolognia's look, okay? For Bolognia look. It is so her. Yes, it is so her, Carl. It is so her. But I'm seeing her too much. I need her to come out of that comfort zone. 7.5, it was good, but not avant-garde enough. It's streetwear avant-garde. It's streetwear avant-garde-ish. Not to say it's bad. It's like on the bounds of avant-garde. It definitely could be seen as avant-garde. The head into the head cape into the shoulders, that could be avant-garde. But I feel like the pant and the top are the same. I feel it's the same. Thank you, Carl. 6.5. Yeah, I feel it's the same. I'll give her a 7. I'll be in the middle of you guys, and I'll give her a 7. I'll probably wear it. Well, I won't with my belly out, but I would wear something like that if it's a peplum. But definitely is avant-garde. It's still avant-garde, but it's definitely got streetwear written all over it. Okay. So while I get the next one, please make sure you have hit the like. Okay. Please make sure you've liked the video. So the last two designers we have for today, Veejay and Ethan. Let's start with Veejay. Okay. Veejay decided to go with red. Didn't let anybody see it until she was at the workroom. And, it had great movement. I was worried because she was, ripping the cloth, and it had all these jagged edges, and it was all these rips and tears. And I was like, ooh, Veejay, they're going to get you. They're going to get you, Veejay. Look unfinished. But that's just my humble opinion. Okay. But y'all put in the chat below, put in the comments or the chat, what are your thoughts on Veejay's? I really I really wasn't feeling it at all. She could have done the Christmas sweater last week in red and this one in green. Now, y'all know Wicked, the main color in Wicked is green or maybe white and blue. Okay? Please put your grades for or your marks for VJ in the comments. I'm going to give VJ's a 6 or a 7 because it took a lot of work. I know what VJ did here, all of that ripping and tearing and then sewing and then putting that boning in there. That is a lot of work. A lot of work that VJ had to do. Carl gives VJ a 6. Okay. And To Go to Africa says a 5. It was avant-garde, but bad avant-garde. Totally understand you. Hey, Motown investor, Team Bologania. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I ain't Team Bolognia, but I understand you and I respect your allegiance to your team. But we're going to go back over the designers when I talk about what the judges had to say, okay? So you have a chance to see Bolognia's again. So Ethan, we have Ethan here. Ethan decided to go with the green and the beading. Okay. Ethan had a cape. Oh, VJ should have gone yellow gold reference to the golden rod of the Wicked movie. Could be. She could have. Totally could have, Carl. There you go, Carl. Here's where the creativity comes. Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Totally would have gone well. Ethan has, the green. That is all beading and beadwork covering her head, face to the shoulder. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You don't have to change your score to go to Africa. A 6 for effort. You don't change your score. But Ethan was concerned that the whole cape thing will look like his first outfit. Remember the villain when he had the gloves and everything? You can't see it here or in the photos, but she has the glove and the long fingers, okay? Ethan design looked like Grover from Sesame Street. No way. Grover from Sesame Street. Oh, my word. That is Team Bolognia. They're talking about Ethan. I mean, it walked down the runway beautifully. The lights hit it very well. I was worried for Ethan. But I was worried for Ethan, not in the way you think. Because they told Ethan to calm down Queen Utica, I said, y'all calm Queen Utica down all the way to this. Queen Utica should have been all over this runway. It should have been no way anybody think anyone other than Ethan go win. Because Queen Utica should have designed avant-garde. I'm sorry, with drag and everything. Queen Utica should have been the one in the room because y'all have told Ethan to calm it all the way down. I'm sorry. I thought Ethan was going to come out with us total drag and have us gagging. That is what I wanted. I wanted a gag moment from Ethan. Just like Bishmi gave us a gag moment, I wanted that from Ethan. I'm sorry. But this is absolutely beautiful. It looks absolutely draped very well. It is very hard to do beading into that silk material. That is difficult. And then to have it draped the way it did for it to flow down the runway, it takes foresight and craftsmanship. That's all I got to say. So please put in the comments below or in the live chat, what are your grades for Ethan? What is your score from 0 to 10? 10 being absolutely fabulous. I give Ethan actually an 8.5. I give Ethan an 8.5 because she looked absolutely fabulous going down the runway. But the judges had a critique that we will get to. The judges had a critique that we will definitely get to. Okay. So while we do that, the critiques, let's go with the critiques from the judges. Okay. We'll go to the critique next time. After I go through your comments. Motown Investor said, looks like a shower curtain 1.9. Jesus. I ain't never had a shower curtain look like that. I don't know where you shop, Motown. I know what you mean. I don't know where you shop, which home goods you go to. I ain't never had a blinged out shower curtain. To Go to Africa says 7.5. It's avant-garde, but it is ugly. Okay? I don't like the panties. And one of the judges don't like it either. 8. Carl gives Ethan an 8. Thank you, Carl. We on the same page. Yeah, ouch for that 1.9. But Motown Investor came in here saying it's Team Bologania, so I knew Ethan was going to get that ouch, Carl. Ethan was going to get that ouch. Okay, so we have seen all of them. Let me go back through and let me read to you what the judges' critiques were. Okay, this is the judges' critiques. Jesus, Nina said it seems inventive, and that came through. Law Roach said it's beautiful. Okay, Law Roach said it's beautiful. Hey, K Sharp, glad you're in the bushes. Okay, glad you're in the bushes. Law Roach said it's beautiful, but the shoes are a little draggy. Okay, or I was like, okay, what, like dragging on the ground? I don't know. I didn't know. Tara said it looks like 2 months worth of work, not just 2 days. And Heidi said it is divine. That is Jesus. That is the critiques that the judges had for Jesus. For Antonio, the judges said, Heidi says, it does not read wicked. It reads Vegas. I said, daggone it. I don't know, who is this Heidi? Because I have not heard Heidi get this, like the taste. She would usually say the taste level is not there. But Heidi, for the past few episodes, been giving it to them good. I guess Nina left a little pinch of her attitude with Heidi because it was good. She said it doesn't read wicked. Vegas, yes. Wicked, no. Ooh, Heidi. Dang, it was good though. Laura said the construction is beautiful for Antonio's garment, but the trouble is in the back. It looks unfinished. Nina said it looked like a bad piñata. Catastrophic, messy from the back. I said, daggone it. Ooh, child, where is Miss Joan? And Tyra said the dress is beautiful and she wants the dress. And Antonia said you can have it. Well, if she's the only one who wants it, she's the only one who can have it. Antonio, your young lady is always in a see-through dress. Always, except for the cowboy challenge. I need us to change up. I need us to switch up, please. I need us to switch up just a little bit. Veejay. Oh, sorry. Let's get to Veejay. Veejay's critique. Nina said the shredding is fantastic. The shoe is spectacular. It's a spectacular outfit all the way around. Heidi says the shoe is clunky and it is not wicked. This does not give wicked. This is what Heidi said about Veejay. Law Roach said in red, in green or black, it would have had the same story and had a better effect. It would have more effective for the movie. But this is certainly interesting. Tara Banks said one of the things she teaches about branding is that there's certain non-negotiables. And for Wicked, color is a non-negotiable. And this is a huge miss with the red color. I said, daggone it. So far, Veejay and Antonio on the bottom. Daggone it. Avant-garde, yes. Wicked, no. Exactly. The shoe was terrible. Should have been ruby slippers. It should have been ruby slippers. If they could have done that, I certainly would have. Hey, I said what I said. Thank you for being here. You'll be in the bushes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. We enjoy all kinds, bushes and otherwise. But yeah, yes. Thank you, Carl. Avant-garde, yes. Wicked, no. She ain't wicked enough. So the color, that's why I said green, black. That's what Law Roach said. And I looked at her and I said, why would we pick red? There's nothing in Wicked that's red other than the lipstick. Okay. So after Veejay's critique is Ethan's critique. Did Bologania last for some reason? Ethan's critique, Law Roach said it could have been a $50,000 dress and he ruined it with the underwear. That is Law Roach's biggest pet peeve on a runway is the wrong underwear. But this is fabulous. Basically, the skin color underwear, one didn't really match the color. Okay, it really didn't match the color. Wonder what med she's on. Why red? I don't know. I don't know why she saw red. I think she saw everybody choosing green and white and stuff, and she didn't think to do it in black. It would have had the same effect. She could have actually put dripping crystals off of all those things and had it still look fabulous. But that was for Veejay. So yeah, Ethan Law said the absolutely fabulous dress, but the wrong underwear. It's fabulous. Heidi said it is gorge. Nina says it does have modesty, but it's still smexy. Tara said it is stunning, unique, and special. That is what the grades, or what the critiques the judges had for the designers. And I think they edited it. Hey, Ken Scales, no problem being late. That's okay. Okay. That's okay. Here's the thing. We know why they edited it for Bologania to be last, okay? I hope their level of design would have improved since they had 2 days. I'm sorry, it's difficult for me to avoid comparing them to designers of previous years. Yes, to go to Africa, it is subpar. It is subpar. I don't know what happened. This is the 21st cycle of Project Runway, and this is subpar for Avant-Garde. I'm sorry, I'm with you. This is subpar. Totally, to me, it's subpar. For 2 days, yeah. Where's Joseph McCrae? Paging Joseph McCrae. I would have loved to see Joseph do this and Yu Chen, but you can't have everybody here. I can't have everybody here. So Bolognia, the judges' critiques. The judges' critiques. Nina says she's torn. Okay, because the back of the outfit, it looks like a crocodile tail. And this is a safe design. Safe. Tyra says she loves it. There are different levels of avant-garde, and this is stunning. Totally, Tyra, I understand. Now, when Nina gave her opinion, Bolognia says, that's in your opinion. That's in your opinion. Law said, that's not helping you, babe. Law was getting Bolognia together. And it was surprising for me to see Law try to save her. Veejay wants to be so unique that ends up getting her nowhere. Thank you, K Sharp. It's not safe. I don't get the tail. Just the top. I saw what Nina was talking about. Just if you were looking at a crocodile's tail and the way it's kind of jagged and just the way it looked like that. But I can see Cynthia Erivo in this design. I can see her, but is this avant-garde enough for her? I can see her in the movie dressed like this, but would she be dressed like this in a movie? Would she be dressed like this? Because with her green skin and this is green, she kind of would be camouflaged. Ken Scale is coming in hot. This is not avant-garde. It's avant streetwear. Okay, we have a new category. Ken Scales has given us a new category. We have avant streetwear. But I can see it, the thing is, it doesn't always have to be for the big expatiating gowns and all of that stuff. It can be for the movie. It can be a simple like day wear outfit. And this was a day wear outfit for the main character. She could have been going to class in this outfit. She could be going to the library in this outfit. Okay. It doesn't give me crocodile though. I understand. And I understand what you're saying. And I understand kind of like what Nina's saying, but that was her opinion. But when Laura said, that's not helping, babe. Nina said, you're going to have to be uncomfortable a lot in this business. Okay. Says fashion is about the new. And Bolognia's face, remember the twins told her about her face and her attitude with the judges. And when Bolognia was trying to rile up again for Nina, Law Roach was like, I did the Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. He did the whole Tyra Banks scene. And Jesus was like, that was iconic. With Tyra Banks right here, sitting 2 people away from you. That is iconic. He agrees with Tyra that it is beautiful and it's avant-garde. Avant-garde has different levels. He's like, but not being able to take their critiques is where she's losing him. That's where she's losing him. Poor girl, you felt bad for her, Carl? Yeah, I did too. I really did. I felt bad for her up until she started giving attitude. And that's when I was kind of done. Reef some ups, Mom. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. The whole Bolognia situation is carrying a systematic issue. I hate it. I do too. It's the talking under the breath I don't like. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not avant-garde. Okay? The judges who are in fashion are telling us, y'all, that it is avant-garde. It's just different levels to it. So y'all, the judges are saying that she is an avant-garde category, even though we believe it's not. Okay? We do have an opinion around here. Not saying we don't. Just saying the judges who are fashion legends and know something about it, they are accepting it as avant-garde. But yes, for me, it's the Bolognias. Like, oh, well, that's what you think, Nina. And da-da-da. It's like, why would you say that? And Tyra said, cuss us out in your head. Do not tell us off. And then, oh, that's your opinion. Don't tell us off through your mouth. Cuss us out in your head. And I like that. It's like, if you know the show Ally McBeal used to do that. She used to cuss people out. We used to see her go into her mind, jump over the conference table, and handle a staff member. And then she just wake up and she didn't do anything. Do it in your head. It's her third strike, so I take it back. I don't feel bad at all. Daggone it, Carl. Daggone it. I like Tyra said, cuss them out in your head and smile, chin up. Yes. Yes. Give that smile. Like nobody knows what's going on in your head. Thank you, Nina. You do the thank you, Nina. You know it ain't no thank you. I think her dress looks like some of the avant-garde on the show making the cut, but the theme is more for streetwear. Yes, I could see that to go to Africa. Prediction, the final going to be Bologania and Jesus. Motown Investor, I'm going to take your predictions with a pinch of salt too, because remember, you were the one talking about, getting rid of two people at one time, and they did that, but Christian saved them both. So I'm going to see if Bolognia is in there, okay? I'm going to see. So Heidi gave it a high score. Okay, Heidi did give Bolognia a high score. But y'all, they asked each of the designers, who would you pick? They asked the designers, who would you pick to go into the final with you? Antonio said Jesus and Ethan. Of course, he's going to pick his brother. Bolognia says Antonio and Jesus, because remember, she's been at the top with the both of them. Ethan picked Antonio and Jesus. Jesus picked Antonio and Ethan. And Veejay picked Ethan and Bolognia. Veejay is the only one to pick Bolognia. Motown, you heard me? Team Bolognia. Veejay is the only one to pick Bolognia. Eve and the only other designer to pick Bolognia. Everybody picked Antonio Jesus. Except for Bolognia, except for Veejay. Except for Veejay. So Law Roach asked, which twin is better? Which twin is the better designer? Ethan is not going to make it. He has been at the bottom too many times. I could see that. But they don't want to set off drag too much. So that's why I think he might make it. So Law Roach asked, which twin is the better designer? Jesus said he refused to answer that. Jesus is like, I'm not getting messy on the runway. Antonio admits that Jesus is the better designer. Is that what you want me to say? Law Roach? Says, basically, Jesus has been at the top of the competition. That's why he said it. I think Bolognia should be included because she was at the top twice. Yes, I agree. She's been at the top twice. Jesus has been at the top. But Ethan too. So then we go and knock out Veejay and Antonio then. Yes, it got spicy. That question brought out the claws. Yes, it was rare. Oh, it brought it out.
I hate to be shady unless I really have to.
It brought the shade out, and Law Roach is messy. Yes, Law was messy for that question, and I love that he's the one who asked. Yes, grab them pearls. She was also on the bottom twice. Bolognia was on the bottom twice. We're gonna have a little duke it out and see who's going to be at the final. So Jesus chastises Veejay for starting drama in the workroom. Jesus is on the runway chastising Veejay. You're the one starting all that mess in the workroom, stirring the pot and doing all this other stuff in front of the judges. And you saw the judges' faces. The judges were eating it up. Heidi was like, ooh, tell me more. Heidi was like, oh my word. Oh my word. Multi Investor said nobody wearing Ethan's ugly designs on the red carpet. Ugly. I love it. I love it. So, Jesus is like, don't act all innocent up here on the stage in front of the judges when you, Miss Thang, are the one carrying on and creating all kinds of stuff and doing all kinds of stuff to stir up the pot in the workroom. Jesus tore into Veejay. Jesus tore into Veejay in front of the judges. I was like, Jesus, you're putting a little 10 on 20. You're putting a little 10 on 20. Could we calm down just a little bit? They probably wouldn't pick Bologania because she's the only female, and the only African American, She doesn't have the same relationship with the men that they have with each other. Daggone it. To go to Africa. I felt each one of them. I could understand. I could understand all your points of view. Now, in the back, when they go back there to wait for the judges to deliberate, Veejay says the twins are verbally attacking her. Veejay says the twins are verbally attacking her. She don't want to be back there with them. She, and a producer came out. Can we all be quiet? Can we all just not say anything? And Jesus is da 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 da. And Antonio is da 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 da. And I remember Bologania saying, security. I need to go make that clip. And have it like the child. Security. So producer asked, could y'all not speak? Veejay standing by the door. She don't want to go in. Antonio grabs his bag and said, I am leaving. He's like, I won't let the judges or Veejay humiliate me up in here. I heard what they said about my design. And then Veejay saying all this stuff. I'm gone. I'm packing my bags. And Jesus is like, my brother really gonna leave. Y'all don't know him like I know him. Antonio ends up all the way outside with his 2 bags. All the way like he walked into the van to take him back to the apartment. He's like, I ain't filming a bye-bye scene. Y'all ain't putting me out. I'm leaving. That's Antonio. And I wonder how much of that is from the fact that Antonio, remember we found out that Antonio did not go to fashion school. Antonio is self-taught. And I wonder if that also is grating his nerves. Because many of them here are from fashion school. I wonder if he's the last one that didn't go to fashion school. Ken Scale says to Antonio, bye, girl, bye. Bye. Antonio, quite frankly, bye. Bye. I'm tired of seeing the model in a see-through outfit with sequins. I'm tired of that. I don't see anything innovative or new from Antonio each week other than that cowboy challenge. That cowboy challenge, I thought Antonio took it out the park. Totally. But I don't see anything innovative from Antonio. Veejay smart, not going into that room. She knows they'll derail her. Well, I don't know what was said, and I'm of 2 minds. Like, they were going in, and it can be scary to some people. It can be. They're verbally, it's like, okay, that's a little overwhelming. And I understand the other side of it. Antonio and Jesus are tired of her constantly picking at them in the workroom. She's thinking that it's all in good fun, like which twin is better. Maybe y'all shouldn't help each other, blah, 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 blah. If it ain't in the rules, they can help each other. I'd rather they do it on their own. But guess what? Sink or swim, whether they help each other or not, they're the one responsible for what's on the runway. They're the one going home or not based on what's on the runway. But I have not seen anything, special with Antonio's designs. Every week it's a see-through, see my model's body. Every week it's a thong underneath the outfit because I'm seeing everything. Antonio needed to take Ethan with it. Ooh, child. Whew. Antonio already eliminated himself. Well, the way the judges said, the messy in the back. The messy in the back. Veejay better be glad it wasn't a ballroom. Ooh, child. Yes. Oh, well said, Reefs and Muffs Ron. Mom, every week the model is naked. Every single week, Antonio's model is naked. It's like, what can we do? Can we create a look like Bolognia's? It's like the gray wool is the only time she wasn't naked. Or the one with the customer who needed the outfit. That's the only time we weren't naked. And how many episodes we at? We're at episode 9, and we've only had 2 designs where your model wasn't naked. Come on. Even the project, the runway look that was based on the unconventional challenge, she was naked. It was a see-through jacket, looked like a daggone shower curtain jacket. Come on now. So yes, Antonio, bye. Where is it? Ken Scale said it to Antonio. Bye, girl, bye. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. We're going to check for you on IG if you're doing something. Bye. Bye-bye. Now, is Jesus going to stay or go? Is Jesus going to stay or go? His brother's gone. His brother said bye. Is Jesus going to stay or go? Because if Jesus goes, then it's Bologania, Veejay, and Ethan. And that is how Veejay wants it, because Veejay picked Ethan and Bologania. So is Jesus going to stay or go? Because Jesus said, I'm making it my mission this week to send Veejay home. You might just send Veejay home. It might be Antonio and Veejay going home. I'm sorry. The red color, complete miss. Complete miss. The red color that Veejay put up here, complete miss. Just the color. The avant-garde look would have been absolutely beautiful. I wish Veejay had done it in green, and if all those swirls were like a shiny green to look like the magical swirls, that would have been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jesus wants to win. I think so. Jesus wants, well, all of them want to win, but Jesus especially wants to win. And I'm sorry, if Veejay makes it to the end and Jesus wants to win, Veejay better just walk off the stage and go away, because Jesus will be in Veejay's face.
Bitch, you have this all wrong.
That's exactly how Jesus going to behave. Jesus and Ethan for sure will go. It's a toss-up between Bologania and Veejay. Yes, it's a toss-up. And right now, with the way they're talking about it, it could be Bologania. Jesus believes that he is the best designer. Yes. Considering that Jesus was here before and was kicked out by the 4th round. Jesus had been here before and was kicked out by almost the same challenge that kicked him out yesterday or last week, was the customer challenge. That was when Jesus almost got kicked out, y'all. The first time he was on Project Runway, that red dress he made for the customer hated it. That's why Jesus should probably go home. I'm sorry. This is the second customer, the second time you are on Project Runway, and the second time the customer doesn't like the outfit you prepared for them, Jesus. Second time, you should have gone home. Christian should have had one save, and it should have been for, I'm sorry, Bolognia. I'm sorry. There's a second time, Jesus. How are the customers supposed to trust you? Jesus has been helped because he has the best model. Yes, Jesus has the best model. He is constantly having her. Jesus has the best model. She is absolutely fabulous. I want to say Jesus versus Veejay. I would love to see that. Hey, Just Rhonda 01. Y'all, Just Rhonda 01 also covers Project Runway and your housewives and your married to medicines and your love and marriages, all that. And I think Bell Collective. So if you're all into those franchises, please check out her channel. My money's on Ethan, though. Okay, Carl said he got money, moolah, dinero, cheddar on Ethan for the win. Okay, we have a good talk. That plays in his favor. Yes, having that model does play in his favor. Oh, Just Rhonda said Bologania can go. We got Team Bologania in here. Just Rhonda. We got Team Bologania in here, just to let you know. Okay, Motown Investor here came in swinging saying Team Bologania. Ethan always has a great model too. Yes, Ethan does have a great model. She's really, really good. And we don't learn about the models, but we're not going into everything Project Runway is not giving us anymore. Okay, we're not going back into that diatribe. But definitely, y'all tell me in the comments which two should go home. Tell me which two you have to go home. I mean, are we sure Antonio going home? Or the producer ran behind him to try and get him back? Okay. The producer could totally call him back. Oh, Diego, thank you so much for being here. It's the first time I'm seeing you in the comment section. Thank you. Ethan can win if he improves the breasts and the fitting of the body. Yes, because you see this one is just draped over. He got to get that together and cinch the waist, like Law Roach said. So that would be Ethan's downfall, and it's funny that the chest is what would be his downfall, considering that with Drag Race, you have to conform to different shapes, okay? Jesus is not good with male models. I can just tell he doesn't have a masculine aesthetic. Wow, great assessment, Carl. The judges appear to be giving Bologania higher scores. Could be. I love the walkout when you are about to get sent home anyway. Oh, you mean you love how Antonio walked out? Antonio decided to grab his bags and leave? Okay, go home, Veejay and Antonio. Well, Antonio was the messy one this week, so Veejay, K-Sharp, okay. Ooh, Motown Investor. Ethan, go home. Can't stand looking at Ethan's trash design. Daggone it. I don't think Ethan has trash designs. No, we're putting in here, hey, who should go home? Just Ethan. You need to send home two, Motown Investor. Someone is running behind Antonio. Yes, at the end of the show. Yes, that's a producer trying to get him back. I think good behavior will still be considered. Hey, Doxy Meanie, glad to have you here. Glad to see you. I guess this is your first comment here. I don't recognize you, but welcome. Veejay and Antonio. Right. I do think based on how the judges were speaking, it could be Veejay and Antonio. Veejay for the brand and the coloring, though Nina liked the shoes for Veejay. Nina did like, the thought it's something new and fresh for Veejay. The judges. Whew, Antonio and Bologania. Right. Maybe Antonio done walked out. I wouldn't want you coming back here. I'm sorry. Antonio and Bologania might go. Maybe. And that's my thing. When Law Roach is rooting for you, we were all rooting for you. I mean, Bologania has been told time and time again, behave, take the criticism. The twins even gave her a course in it, like, girl, your face. But then she started under her breath to Nina. That too could be seen it's being seen by the greater fashion world. It's being seen by the greater fashion world that she's having these snippets. Well, that's what you think. And then, do you understand who Nina Garcia is? Editor-in-chief of Elle Magazine. I need you to understand, if you win this to get your spread, come on. She's also a judge. She's going to be looking at you and seeing your attitude. Law Roach said that. Law Roach told you. That's not helping, babe. That's not helping. And Law Roach ain't always trying to help you in that way to tell you check it. Law Roach is being very nice to Bologania. That ain't helping you. Law Roach is being very, very nice, because he'll be like, check the attitude. Check it at the door. Law Roach is being very nice. Bologania want to be all sassy and then cry. Yes, get the heck up out of here. Get out of here. We want to be all sassy and cry. You want to be able to, that's your opinion, and be all, all like puff up in your chest and say what you got to say. But now they done checked you. No, I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Girl, you're being disrespectful. It don't look good. It don't look good. Okay, Brianna, hey, glad to have you back. Veejay and Antonio to go home. Interesting. Honestly, I didn't like any of the outfits. They could all go home. y'all don't mind to go to Africa because this happens every week. Every week, like they could all go home. They could all go home. Then we won't have a finale in a show. Here's just Rhonda. They could all go home. Where's the car? Beep beep. Grab everybody an Uber. Doxy Mini says Ethan equal creativity and impact. Ethan also equals the crossover with Drag Race. I'm sorry. We might see a couple episodes from here, someone from another person from Drag Race. We may see another person from Drag Race. But I'm glad to see y'all have your picks for who should go home. The judges have their scores and their cue cards. We're going to find out next week if Antonio keeps on going to the airport or if he's making it to the finals. I would have behaved simply because an Academy Award-winning designer is in the room. Motown investor? That's your girl, though. Ain't you Team Bologania? Ain't you Team Bologania? Get your girl. Get your girl, Motown. Exactly. An Academy Award-winning designer, the designer for Wicked, was in the room. Paul Tazwell was in the room. He was there to guide them. He was there to give mentorship. He was there on the sideline with Christian, watching the show and everything. Because, well, first of all, you should behave because you should behave, okay? Okay? Because then Tyra Banks also said in one time, a top model who raised you. That'll be another quote from Tyra that could have surfaced. Who raised you? Because this right now, again, Bologania could definitely land a job working on Wicked in the costume design. And here he is thinking, if I give her a critique on a design that I want for my show, for the movie that I'm the award-winning designer for, she gonna give me attitude. And then she gonna say she didn't mean to be, she didn't mean to give me attitude and then start crying. We ain't got time for all that. We'll be fine if they didn't show it. They could make us happy and show us last season finale with Bishme. Yes. Bishme is always gonna be one of my favorites. I need an all-stars. I need the girlies from the past to come back. My Lord. This year has been, this avant-garde isn't as show-stopping as avant-garde has been in the past. I have to say, these designers have been safe. I applaud their talent. I applaud them getting this far. I applaud them putting something on the runway that, of course, is way beyond my abilities, okay? But my thing is, child, it does not live up to the Project Runway name, the Project Runway reputation. It has not elevated Project Runway, because every time I see Project Runway every season, I'm like, oh, it is elevated. It is elevated. It is elevated. I can't say that here. Yes, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, K Sharp, for reminding the folks or reminding me to say it. Tyra was wearing Bishme's design tonight. So Bishme was there at the runway. Even though his design wasn't on the runway, Bishme designed Tyra's outfit. Thank you, Just Rhonda01. Okay. Thank you for that information. Reefs and Muffs Mom, yes, very forgettable season. Very forgettable. It's like I can't remember much things other than Joseph's making the whole avant-garde look with the banner. Yu-Chen with the soccer balls, because I really didn't like that. It's like, it's very forgettable. It's like I can barely remember the villains and the princess. I barely remember, the earlier designers. There's nothing that really stands out that I'm like, ooh, other than Anthony's cowboy outfit. I really, really like that one. I really, really liked Anthony's cowboy outfit. His first, he didn't win. Jesus won with the whole burn mistake, But again, Hati Tyra did not have her glasses or her contacts on. That's why she ranked things so high. Hey Huda, I was looking for you. Okay, had to deal with some mess, but made it for the live. Hey Huda, you could grade them as you see fit. Just put a name in your grade. Put a name in your grade for their designs. But you see Veejay and Ethan there, and anyone who is new, if you want to put the name of the designer and the grade you give them for this week for their designs, please put it there. I also want to know which two designers you won't send home. Antonio's already halfway there. He's in the parking lot. He's in the street heading to the van. Antonio's already gone. He already packed his bags and said, I'm gone. And Jesus said, yeah, he gone. Jesus ain't follow. I thought y'all attached to the hip, Jesus. Why are you still here? Y'all Gemini twins on twins on twins. Why are you still here, Jesus? Why you ain't leaving with your brother? Why you ain't leaving with your brother? Doxy Mini says, Ethan, dramatic theatrical designs with strong construction and bold use of unusual patterns, clear, unique style. Okay. Okay, I see where you stand, Doxy Mini. Okay, I see where you stand. Jacqueline said, send the twins home. Jacqueline said, send Antonio and Jesus home. Antonio, hold on. Hold on. Jesus is coming. Thank you, Jacqueline. I want to know why the designers got extra time. 2 days. We still got a bunch of mess. Thank you, Huda. It was also said in the chat that 2 days to go to Africa, said 2 days and it's still messy. Still a load of crop. I'm still Team Bologania. She just need me to coach her. LOL. Motown Investor said, Bologania, come on over. You're going to coach her with the attitude too? And with, cussing people out in her head? Are you going to coach her on that one too? Hey, Cross Country Cruise Her, thank you for being here and reminding you all to hit that like. Doxy Mini Jesus, great tailoring, silhouettes, blend glamour with edge, and knows how to make looks stand out on the runway. This one did stand out. And the only thing I'm sad about the picture is that he has multiple different sequence patterns on there. One of them looks like armor that really does stand out. VJ creative with material, textures, good at wearable yet interesting looks, isn't afraid to take risks. Thank you, Doxy Mini. Shut your trap, Bologania. Win, girl. Right, that's the best way to shut people up is to win. Best way. Bologania, bold colors, patterns, strong sewing skills, good at matching and challenging theme, can bounce back from criticism. You can bounce back. Her aesthetic is so off. What risk? Oh, VJ? Carl, I know who you put your money on. Ethan, okay? And put your money on Ethan. Reeves the Musman says Bologania will say she doesn't need any coaching. That's your opinion. I love it. She would say that. I don't know what you talk about. I got a good attitude. I don't need a new attitude. Okay? Is anyone bothered by VJ doing red on a Wicked challenge? That alone should put her in the bottom two. Huda, let me warn you, Motown, Huda, I'm just whispering this to Huda. Huda, Motown Investor is Team Bologania. I mean, like, Wicked Team Bologania. So I'm gonna just tell you that, okay? Okay? Antonio, glamorous, state-making designs and versatility, balances dramatic and wearable looks. Well, Antonio is dramatic. He is, okay? Bologania needed volume and she would have done great. Yes, I think if she had that, head covering into a billowing cape behind her, I think Bologania would have totally worked. She had a huge cape that she could turn around. Definitely would have worked avant-garde. But hey, we're told it's avant-garde. Bologania is a 10 plus. Okay, Motown Investor. We see Motown Investors Team Bologania, and we see Carl is Ethan. Carl said put money on it, and by money we mean just the money emoji. Okay, this is just bragging rights around here. The money emoji is all we doing. Bologania just needed volume, and she would have had a chance of winning. Yep, she definitely would have had a chance of winning if she had the volume. If that green was a big old cape, I think she needed to think of like Robin Hood and his men and whatever, and she had a cape that the model could just swing and then leave, that would have been it. Huda says, Bologania and Ethan are the top two for me. Okay, Huda. Ethan had the same basic design all season. He usually changes the fabrics, colors, and the ornaments. Ooh, Ethan getting it this time. Wow. Okay. Y'all have strong opinions, and I love it around here. I love the strong opinions. We do not have to agree. The judges don't agree because Nina loved the shoes with Veejay, and the others said that Veejay's shoes was not it. They said Veejay's shoes were not it. Okay, so Nina Garcia is the editor-in-chief of Elle Magazine. Nina ain't been to the runway in a long time. Nina, we missed you. Please don't ever leave us again. Nina, please don't ever leave us again. Do not leave them with the babies, Nina, because we needed you. I'm sorry. Unconventional challenge. I love you, Law Roach, but I'm sorry. The fact that we could still see it's a soccer ball and Yucha and stuff, I wouldn't have placed it that high. But I do like the messiness of asking, okay? Asking that, who would you take to the finals with you? I like that, okay? People, please, is this culottes or not avant-garde? Okay. I think we're talking about Bologania. Do you think if the twins are just focusing on working their craft separately, do you think anyone can move on top? If they focus on working their craft separately, I don't know, because even though they're helping each other, Jesus is the one really staying on top. If they're helping each other, and Jesus is the one that came on Project Runway and was sent home, I'll take who I can beat. But that's what you see here. This is what you see they do in a one-day challenge. You don't know what they'll do when they're home. I would take who I can beat too. Definitely. It's very Drag Race coded. Who would you eliminate? Yes. Very much Drag Race. If you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, definitely it's coding for Drag Race. Jesus is the most talented. Okay. If the twins are not helping each other, do you think they'll win? If we only have one twin, I know the other one will help him, because here's the thing with the twins. If you look at their IG and stuff, they do design and do things together. So they are a unit. So I don't know. If Antonio goes, he's still going to be helping Jesus and his designs. Should Antonio go based on the design that's on the runway right now and how messy the judges say the back of it is? I think he should go home because of how messy they think the back of the outfit is. Now, the next up that may go home is Veejay. Just the color alone, but Nina likes it. Nina scored it highly. I don't know. To go to Africa, I believe his collection will all have a uniform appearance and lack versatility. That's Jesus. They did eliminate Joseph. Yes, they did. They knew, and I know if they had Joseph in avant-garde, it wouldn't be all the sleeves and stuff. But if y'all aren't following Joseph's IG, I need you to follow him now. If y'all are not following Joseph McCrae's IG, I need you to follow him now. When I tell you Joseph McCrae is all over my IG and Joseph McCrae is doing all kinds of things, having photo shoots, he is showing off his entire collection for this season. If you are not following Joseph McCrae on IG, you really need to start. If you like Joseph and you like, his stacking, beanies, definitely. Will they bring back the other designs to help the two finalists? That I had liked that. When they did that season, that you have all the other designers there and you get to pick two designers to help you put your stuff on the runway. I'd like that rather than sending them home and bringing them back. That I liked. Ethan will win. It's for exposure and noise. Okay, Doxy Mini. I love that people have either Bologania or Ethan. I love that y'all have different people you want to win. There's a big blob of fabric was trash in the back. I think you're talking about Antonio. Yep. The way he sewed it and finished it, Antonio. Miss Joan, knows how to finish a flower. And what you should have done is like Miss Joan does is she has the lock here and she twirls it around and puts that, to give it like a sunflower has the center. You should have covered up that center so they don't see that stitching and how it's gathered. Just plop something on there. If Jesus had a big red beating heart with veins on the outside of his green dress, that would have been avant-garde. Well, here's the thing. The brothers decided to be, one be, wicked, one be, the green witch, one wanted to be the other one, and they use material from each other. They're sharing kind of a heart and in each other's heart. I kind of feel like that the story thing is avant-garde, but I understand what you're seeing in Motown Investor. For me, the big look Antonio has, but he didn't finish it. And the girl always naked. As Reef's mom reminds us, his model is always naked every week. Sorry. But Antonio, here's my problem. And Antonio, everyone who has been sent home has stood there graciously and gotten their Avidazé from Heidi. If you don't come back and you are certainly sent home, I really am going to be mad at you. I know you don't know me. You probably never go and see this, but this is just me letting it out. I'm going to be mad at you because just for, how they're saying Bologania, having little snide things to say on the runway, like, that's your opinion. Antonio walking out and not going through the entire process, having Heidi say, you are out, Avidazé, I'm going to lower my respect for you. I'm not going to say I have no respect, but I'm going to lower my respect for you because of that. Dr. Minnie says, Veejay would have said inspiration came from the evolution of Glenda from pink to red. It speaks loud and being bold. Could be. She could have said that, but Veejay didn't say that. She could have said that, but that's not the story they were told. And they wanted something for one of the characters to wear. If he stayed, I hope Joseph would have done better than what we saw do on the show. I initially thought that based on what I heard about him, and he's going that he was going to win the show. I thought so too. If you see his IG, I thought so too. I don't know why Joseph played it kind of safe on the show, because if you see his designs and if you see what he creates and does on IG, any one of those could be an inspiration for something fabulous on Project Runway. But Antonio, get your behind back on that stage. Get your behind. We all rooting for you. Get back on that stage. Stop having a producer have to run you down the street to get you back in there. Antonio needs to go back, go to the stage, be told he's in or he's out, and follow the process and procedure. Stop it. Stop it, please. Walk right back. Yes, you are mad. Cool down with your twin. Be in a separate room from Veejay if you need to, but come back and be respectful of the show and all that's being done. I'm sorry. You can be mad and a hothead all you want to be at this moment. It's okay. Have your emotions, but don't have your emotions sweep you away that you are walking down the street and not respecting the production. I'm sorry. Antonio and Bologania are way too sensitive for the fashion show industry. Yes, way too sensitive. There are going to be people constantly, tearing stuff down, telling you this, talking about your twin. Too sensitive for the fashion industry. Way too sensitive. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. This has been fun. It is Project Runway, Season 21, Episode 9. Please make sure you continue. We'll be back here next week, Saturday at 5:05 EST. And also tomorrow, I'll be on for Unsolicited Advice. That's where we get spicy talk and giving people advice from the internet. We also have Love is Blind Brazil recap tomorrow. And I have a poll. Somebody, a few people now, since I did Love is Blind France recap this morning. Everybody had a great time. People have been asking me, am I doing Married at First Sight UK? I have a poll. If people are watching, I'll certainly do a weekly live if people will watch. So if you're going to watch, and for those in the US, you're going to need a VPN in order to see it, or you're going to need to find it on YouTube, then certainly you could also vote in that poll. Can't keep running to the van and put a seatbelt on. wait. That was good and mean. Wait a minute. Let me play this.
And you a meanie to most people.
Am I mean?
Mean as fuck.
Oh, Peter, please.
Oh my word. Thank you, Risam's mom. The act of walking out reflects a lack of class, both for himself and the others involved. Wow. Any student of design playing green dress like Jesus design is not avant-garde. I thought he was acting like too big of a diva. Where's the decorum? Thank you, Brianna. Try to discuss possible criteria for us to know who will be in the finale. I don't know. Please, yes, click the like and the subscribe. Do great work all season. So fit, show improvement, have a clear style, make a strong runway impact, act professional. Shoot, a lot of them gonna be kicked out, Doxy Mini, if that's the criteria. Why did my dad randomly tell me Peter is the reason I'm here because he met my mom at one of his clubs? Dad gone at Brianna. Peter in jail right now, serving out his time for, the financial fraud. He's in federal jail. He's supposed to have a show coming out leading up to him going into incarceration. So yeah, but I like that because some of my friends tell me I'm mean, and I like that moment with Nene Leakes. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. I always have great fun with you guys on a Saturday. I will see you here next week. And y'all have a great one. Have a great weekend. And yes, we do enjoy chatting, and I'll see you on the next one.